Alrighty, folks, welcome into our Week 3 matchup between the Denver Gigaliths and the San Diego Drampas. The Denver Gigaliths getting their first win in Week 2 against the Buffalo Bouffalons, picking up a couple of points and putting themselves at 1-1 with 13 points. And of course, the San Diego Drampas coming in at 2-0 with a league-leading 24 points. And here we go. I am wondering what to lead off here. As we head into our third week, and here comes Drampa and Farigarath on San Diego's side. I think we're going to protect here the Archaludon. I'm going to Will-O-Wisp the Farigarath here to start us off. Just to be on that safe side. Of course, San Diego, one of the top teams in this league, coming in 2-0, 24 points. Getting a pretty easy W against Toronto last week. And there is the Drampa Mega Evolution. Of course, they had a thrilling week 1 against San Jose, taking us to our first ever 3-game set in this league. And the Will-O-Wisp is actually going to hit the Drampa, which I'm actually okay with. Him ally switching there is perfectly fine by me. There's going to be Earth Power. I'm glad that I protected. And of course, it's not going to affect Rotom because of my Levitate ability. So I think we also still try to get the Will-O-Wisp off onto the Farigarath here. Withdraw Archaludon. We're going to send in Mimikyu. Well, they avoided it. There's going to be Earth Power. And there goes my Disguise, which is okay. You're going to set up the Trick Room. We got burn damage going on to... I think we just try to get some damage off on both of these Mons at this point. To be better safe than sorry, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wanted the burn damage onto the Farigarath, but I will take what I can get here. There's Earth Power onto my Mimikyu. Not enough to take out, and there it is, the first point for San Diego here. We'll get some type of damage onto the Farigarath. Almost does half. And that burn's just going to continue to chip away. We'll send out Tinkaton here. Of course, we have 3 more turns of Trick Room. I think we just keep going with this strat. I think I'm going to protect Tink here. For San Diego coming in as the favorite here in this matchup. They're gonna ally switch again, which is perfectly fine with me. There's a Calm Mind from the Drampa. I mean, damage is damage either way. And we'll play rough the Drampa. We'll continue to try to Thunderbolt the Farigiraf. There goes an Earth Power. My Focus Ash is gonna come in handy here. Hyper Voice is gonna unfortunately take out my Tinkaton. There's my Citrus Berry on my Rotom. It's gonna force that. I almost have the Farigiraf gone, just trying to pick up points where I can. We just get through this last set of Trick Room. Possibly knocking out. If I can at least pick up 1 or 2 points here in the first set, I am living pretty happily. You know, Archaludon Protect. There's Hyper Voice. Is not going to hit me. Is going to hit my Rotom. Is going to be enough to knock it out, unfortunately. Which really sucks, as I really wanted to try to get rid of this Farigiraf. There's another burn. The dimensions are going to return to normal, but unfortunately, I do not have enough to take this out, which is unfortunate. I'm like, I do not have enough to take this out due to the constant ally switch. Yeah, and there's a +1 in special attack. There's an Earth Power on me. That's enough. That's all she wrote there. Unfortunate misplays. But we will get ourselves set up for a second round. Alright, and we are here within our first match, or our second match point here between the Denver Gigaliths and the San Diego Drampas. Definitely think these are the 4 mons we are going to bring in here. My mindset going into this is, even if I can lose, can I push it to a game 3, and can I at least pick up some points to keep myself within standings? San Diego already with 5 match points here in our week 3 matchup. That's kind of what I thought he would lead off. Had a strong feeling. Going to Swords Dance and Dragon Dance here and hope that I can set up a little bit and get some speed going on my end. And there's a Reflect. So yeah, those physical moves, it's fine. And there is +1 in attack and speed on for alligators, and there's a Swords Dance, which is a +1 on just attack for his Feraligatr. So are we still going with a... I still think we get, yeah, going with a Body Slam, because there's a chance of paralysis regardless. And we're going to play rough the Mimikyu. And there is his Mega Feraligatr. So we have a mirror matchup between the Feraligatrs. Only other team in this league using Feraligatr. I'm going to make him eat that Roselli berry, which is actually good because I do more than half. And my Mimikyu still hasn't taken any damage. Unfortunately, because of that move Sableye used, I can't get off a move onto the Sableye. Or onto his Feraligatr. But we'll have our play rough duo try to take out this Feraligatr and Sableye combination. There is a Aqua Jet from the Feraligatr. It definitely should be able to pick up a point here in taking out this Sableye. There is a play rough onto the Feraligatr. Just some type of damage. There's a play rough onto the Sableye, so I will at least pick up a point here in week 3 for the Denver Gigaliths. And the good news is that my Mimikyu has been able to survive this long due to the fact that we haven't had my disguise busted just yet. Which is a good sign here. Incoming his Feraligatr. So, try to use Gigaton Hammer. And I think Mimikyu just tries to attack this Feraligatr. Of course, the Rain Dance is set up. There's Rock Slide. Mimikyu is going to avoid the attack. That might be the end of Izzy. And it's not. We survive on 21. But I flinch and I can't move. There is the play rough from my Mimikyu on to the Mega Feraligatr. Denver is not out of it just yet. We are pretty much squared a piece here. And there comes his Sylveon. I think I protect Izzy here. I'm going to Phantom Force the So Izzy's going to protect herself. I will take down my Mimikyu disguise finally, but I am going to be Phantom Forcing here soon. So, take a little bit of damage, and I should be faster than the Sylveon that is currently on the field. And there is a Hyper Voice, and I'm going to avoid the attack and protect. A good read on my end, and the Reflect is going to wear off, which is huge news. Try to take out this Sylveon. We do still have Sinistcha in the background, which is good news for us. And there is a Tailwind from their Aerodactyl. My Gigaton Hammer coming onto the Sylveon. It is a one-hit KO. Denver not out of it. Just the fossil is left. There is a Phantom Force from my Mimikyu. Leaves it on 1. And the Focus Sash kicks in. And of course, Gigaton Hammer will need a chance to recharge itself. And folks, it looks like Denver is going to be pushing this to a third match here. The Isabella is going to fall, so that is another point for San Diego here. And Mimikyu is going to flinch and can't move, but luckily we have Sinistcha, who's going to be able to heal our Mimikyu here. And the hospitality ability. So As long as neither of these Pokemon flinch from a Rock Slide, Sinistcha is going to avoid the attack. Mimikyu will get hit with it. Is not enough to KO. Oh, wait. And there's the play rough. The Aerodactyl avoids it. But here comes a Shadow Ball, and that is it, folks. We are going to a third match between Denver and San Diego. Another third match set on behalf of San Diego, giving us some good games within the first 3 weeks. Denver in its first 3-game set ever in franchise history. San Diego coming in with the Blastoise, their first team. I think we trust and believe. I think we trust and believe. Denver choosing this week to bench their Corviknight and their Meowstic for good reason due to this matchup against San Diego. And here we go for all the marbles. Will San Diego be walking out of here 3-0, or can Denver pull off the upset and get their second win in the league? And here comes Feraligatr and Mimikyu. I think we just do what we did last time. So, Denver going to Mega Evolve the Feraligatr. Off to a start. And there's a Fake Out onto the Feraligatr. And a Swords Dance from the Mimikyu. Feraligatr won't be able to move. And they're going to set up a Trick Room here to start. So they will twist those dimensions. I think you just look to get damage where damage can be done due to that normal typing on the Farigiraf. It makes it a little bit difficult, but here comes Mega Blastoise for San Diego's side. And points wise between these two teams, 5-7 through 2 games. And there's the Disguise busted for Mimikyu. And they'll take damage from Twin Beam, which is going to hit twice. And there is a Water Spout from the Blastoise. It is enough to knock out the Mimikyu on Denver's side. And here comes a Body Slam onto the Blastoise. Does over half damage and gets the paralysis. And incoming a Sinistcha for Denver's side. Of course, that Hospitality is going to help out Feraligatr get back to full health. And the Body Slam Matcha Gotcha plan is in effect for Denver here. Can they pull off the upset? And here comes a Blizzard. Not enough to knock out Feraligatr or Sinistcha. And here comes a Twin Beam onto Feraligatr. Not enough to knock it out. And Matcha Gotcha will be coming out for Sinistcha here. It will be enough to knock out the Blastoise for Denver and heal up Sinistcha. And damage has been taken to the Ferafarig. And here comes a Body Slam on to the Farigiraf, leaving it with 11 hit points. Of course, if you're on Denver's end, you would have hoped to not have that Blizzard have an effect, either missing or the paralysis would have kicked in, but nonetheless, you still get the Blastoise off the field. And here comes Pelipper, which will set up the rain. And an Ice Punch will be coming out. I mean, a swap of Sinistcha off the field for Tinkaton for Denver. Even if Denver goes down here, you have to think they pushed one of the top teams in the league. And that is going to be enough to knock out for Alligator. All that remains for Denver side is Sinistcha and Tinkaton. And Hurricane coming out on to Tinkaton. Tinkaton now is confused, which is a +4 San Diego side. And here comes out Sinistcha once again. Hospitality will heal the Tinkaton right back up. You just want to try to get points here. And here comes a Twin Beam for the Sinistcha. A critical hit on the first one. And it'll hit twice. And here comes a Hurricane. All that stands between San Diego and a 3-0 start is this Tinkaton. Tinkaton with a lot on its shoulders for Denver's behalf. Can it fight through the confusion? The Gigaton Hammer will come out. It will be enough, of course, to knock out the Farigiraf, which is a plus for Denver to at least get some type of points. Dimensions will return to normal for this match. And here comes San Diego's own Sinistcha. Denver going to protect here for their Tinkaton, trying to see what can be set up here for this matchup. A thrilling 3-game set. And the protection is not going to happen as we hurt ourselves in confusion. Machagacha will hit. Not very effective. And the Muddy Water is going to come out, leaving the Tinkaton with just 21 hit points. Accuracy will fall. And I think that is all she wrote, folks. And I think San Diego will be pulling out the win. And here's a play rough. The Sinistcha is going to avoid the attack. That is it, folks. San Diego moves to 3-0. And congratulations to them picking up a plethora of points. And mad props to the Denver Gigaliths for still picking up plenty of points in week 3. Going down to 1-2, and San Diego will be 3-0. All right, folks, we have a unique situation here where I will be interviewing the team that just beat me, but still, nonetheless, it's all in good fun and good measure. We have head coach Matt of the San Diego Drampas. Just want to say, as a personal congratulations, you moved to 3-0 and pretty much are still standing on top of the league. What was your mindset going into this week?
I'll be so for real with you. I was just trying to have fun.
For sure. Yeah, that was probably one of the best matches I played so far through the first 3 weeks. I had a lot of fun there.
Me too. You really got me there in the second round.
I mean, even that third round came down to it that for you, luckily, the trick room was set up, and unfortunately, some of my Pokemon are just a little bit on the slower side, especially because I wasn't able to set up Dragon Dance on my Feraligatr. So, who would you think is your MVP of this matchup?
For this one, I want to say Chimalma. Farigiraf.
Farigiraf. I love that name, by the way. That is such a unique name. Yeah, I would definitely say your Farigiraf was the one that caused me a little bit of trouble. Probably one of the worst weeks I could have put my Meowstic on the bench. I decided not to bring it this week. But still, nonetheless, you played me well. I think that was probably one of our better matchups because I know that me and you have practiced before between each other a lot.
Yeah, and then as soon as you knocked down my Blastoise in the third one, I was like, holy shit, I need to lock in.
Yeah, I think the focus there for me was knocking out your Blastoise. I won't lie, especially once I got that paralysis. I was hoping that paralysis would have kicked in for that blizzard, but you unfortunately avoided that. But none
Oh
of
nah,
the
man, I was manifesting. I was manifesting to not hit any of those.
we're just manifestation girlies. We get it. Your week 4 matchup is against the Hawaii Toucannons. What is your mindset going into week 4?
I'm really excited to see what the team that Jack's built.
For sure.
He would he asked like a lot of questions and like I really like that. I know he was taking this seriously.
Yeah, no, I mean, he surprised us all in week 2 against New York. I mean, pulling out into a third game match that he almost could have potentially upset, but nonetheless, I look forward to
Exciting.
hopefully maybe playing you in the playoffs if it foresees it. But nonetheless, you're one of my greater opponents, and I always love playing you. So
I had a lot of fun
for sure,
trying to play you
GG's.
again.
All right, I will talk to you later, Matt.
We do.
All right, folks, that was head coach and good friend of mine, Matt of the San Diego Drampas. All in good fun, all in good measure. And they will be taking on the Hawaii Toucannons. Denver will play on for another week, playing the San Jose Chomps as they try to bounce back and go to back to 500 at 2-2.